Welcome back, it's FIFA Zealot, and welcome to another match recap where I look at Real Salt Lake and the latest team that we've played. Today, we played Vancouver Whitecaps. It was a very fun game to watch, and a lot of fans have said that, probably most of them on their couches. So I've got to throw a disclaimer in before I get into all the different specifics I want to talk about. The disclaimer is the snow. We played basically the first half of the game without snow on the ground. The second half, it got to be inches of snow on the ground towards the end of the game. So there is a disclaimer that we didn't get I don't feel that we got a clear picture of exactly how we can play. The other problem is all our goals were in the second half. So again, how well we play, you can't read too much into it. I don't think, just because of the snow. With that being said, I watched the whole game, and we were amazing the whole game, both before the snow and after the snow. We created so many chances in the first half, but we were just like the old RSL. We couldn't put away our chances. Couldn't finish. But we did look very dangerous. We did look the way I was hoping we'd look in the past 5 games, which we hadn't. So, with that being said, again, like I said, there's a disclaimer. We ended up winning 3-0. All our goals were during the match when the snow was on the ground. So, first things first. Again, we created a lot of chances. We shot 19 times, which is very exciting. We outshot them. We had, I think, 6 shots on goal, on target, like 5 blocked or something like that, which means, I'm saying, we were making them work, which is always my biggest concern with Real Salt Lake. It seems like a lot of times they're just silly shots. They're so far wide that no one's even expecting them to go in. And so we were a lot more dangerous, and we required their keeper to make a lot of great saves. So that's, it was a fun, like I said, and that was part of why it was so fun to watch. Acosta, I don't know if he's a defender or a midfielder. I think he could do both, but I think he's more of a defender now that's what we're grooming him into being. He was fantastic tonight at right back. Fantastic. The first half, before the snow, he was everywhere. He was shutting people down. He was defending amazing, making great track backs. I was very impressed with Acosta, which begs me to question why we didn't put him in last game against Minnesota United. I saw so many comments. You can't put Acosta in. We're training him as a left back. You can't just throw him. We're training him as a left back. You can't throw him into his first match as a right back without any training and practice at that position. Yada yada yada. Bullcrap. With how well he played, you're telling me a week's worth of training made all the difference in the world to how well he played at right back? Bull. He was fantastic, and it's frustrating that we put first Luke Mulholland and then finally bringing Brooks Lennon, which again, Brooks Lennon did a fantastic job at right back against the Minnesota in the Minnesota United game. But he does so much better as an attacker. So why don't we just bring in Acosta, put him at right back, and just carry on, right? So that's a little frustrating, but I'm super excited because he did so fantastic. Rusnak, our young DP who we've signed for like 4 or 5 years, finally produced tonight. And my only complaint is that it was during the snow. He was the first one to score, and he had 2 assists. We only scored 3 goals, so he assisted the other 2. Okay, so and when I went to our first game, I saw this. His weighted passes are phenomenal. I am so excited to see him get into his groove and start playing balls, passing balls the way I know he can, because they are so fantastic. It's almost like he just seams them through the defense to our players who are making runs. So, I'm really excited for Rusnak. I'm glad he got his first goal. Granted, he did get his first goal in like the 54th minute, so there really wasn't a ton of snow on the ground. I mean, it was starting to accumulate, but you can't blame snow for his. He did a beautiful run, a cutback, and then slotted it in near post, beat the keeper. It was a fantastic goal. You can't take anything away from him for that. So I'm excited for Rusnak. It's about time. Defensive-wise, we did so much better. Winger was still a center. He played center back, and Acosta played right back, which I always worry about. But him and Schuler, they did their business. DeMar Phillips is a beast. I love DeMar Phillips. And Acosta played well. Our backline played well. Like I said, I think we played really well defensively. And it was emphasized by how well we played in the midfield again. For the last couple of games, I've talked about how horrible we are in the midfield. And everyone says, you lose the game in the midfield. Our biggest problem was passing. We were giving it up, giving the ball away so many times in the midfield. And then we would just start resorting to lobbing balls up and over. And without both, you become predictable and easy to defend. We passed so much better today. We connected. We you know what I'm saying, 1-2s, and the passing was on point, and that allowed us to defend so much easier because now we're not constantly losing the ball and constantly being counterattacked, and we were able to keep our shape a little bit better and play much better. So, it just seemed like everything clicked, and it's hard to chalk up the whole game to our new coach, but having seen the first half, I can only imagine we would have continued into the second half, and we still would have gotten goals because of how many chances we created. So I feel like either way, the game was ours. I feel like we would have won either way, having seen the first half. But I'm definitely going to wait and see the changes that Mike Petke makes, and kind of see if we can continue to play with the intensity, with the, the great passing, to see if we can play the way I know we can, and the way I see how they, I've seen how they built the team, and I kind of have an idea of how they were going to play in my mind. And the first half of this game was exactly how I saw it in my mind. Good passing in the midfield, lob balls when we're making good runs, a strong back line with a good defense, playmakers like Rusnak, Movsisyan playing the good hold-up play, strong wingers like Lennon. So, like I said, I can't complain. Everything was great in this game. The only like I said, asterisk is that all our goals came in the second half when it really started to snow. And so, for that reason, I'm not getting optimistic. We're going to wait and see how the season goes. That being said, this is our first win of the season, and our first win since August of last year. So, it was a fun game to watch, no doubt about it. And like I said, we'll see how we go from here. Hopefully, it's just up. Hopefully, Mike Petke and his coaching staff can catapult these players to the next level, get them to start playing and producing the way we know they can, and we'll have a fun season. So that's my take. Let me know if I've missed anything about the game. I got a shout out to all you Real Salt Lake fans who were actually at the stadium. Those conditions were horrendous, and you guys were chanting just as loud as I've ever heard it on TV. So shout out to all of you diehard fans. out there. I congratulate you. I thank you for keeping the atmosphere. It was fun to watch on TV, and you guys were the ones who made it. Were just as crucial as the players. So shout out to you guys. So again, let me know if I've missed anything, if there was any other takeaways that you had, any other thoughts. Leave them down in the comments down below. This has been FIFA Gazelle. Don't forget to subscribe and like my YouTube channel. Also, don't forget my second channel, RSL, Real Salt Lake Fan TV. That's where I'm going to start, because I really want to start making RSL-centric videos and start posting them up there. So if you're only here for Real Salt Lake, check out that one. Subscribe to that one, because that's where I'm going to start putting up probably more and more Real Salt Lake content. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.